Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my goodness, have you seen all the stranded knitting projects that I've been doing lately? It's a little crazy. Okay, it's this one. Oh my gosh, it's this one. So my husband has joined in with the little mantra that I need to make mitts. This pattern does not have mitts. I'll have it linked down below. It's paid for pattern. I will have it linked down below. I didn't create the pattern, but you know, it's gorgeous and I made it. It's, oh my gosh. Absolutely love this. I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and do the mittens. It shouldn't be too difficult, right? You know, yeah. So you just have, this is the cuff, you know, count how many around and everything to figure it out, and however many of the leaves, you know, do the little leaf motif, and I could make it into the full mitten like that, or just the fingerless mitts like this. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it needs to happen though. I don't want to do the brain work. It's not much brain work. I don't want to do the brain work. I just don't. But anyway, I have that, and I have been bitten by that stranded knitting bug. Every once in a while that happens, and there's a reason. Have we seen this book? Alice Starmore, Charts for Knitting Colorwork. Knitting. Oh my gosh. So if you're not familiar with who Alice Starmore is, she is just like the premier everything wonderful person for just some gorgeous color work. And some of her older books you can still get for about $100, $100, $200, $300, whatever. Thankfully, some of the things have been in reprint. This was like $17 on Amazon. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Love that. And you see the chart right here? That is how all the charts in the book are, which is wonderful. Look at those big dots. Look at those. Those are perfect. Those are, if you're going to follow a chart, that's easy to see, that's easy to read and to count, and it's easy to Xerox, copy, whatever you want to call it, and not mess up your book when you're using it. Now, I had no idea on what the patterns were on the inside. There aren't any. It's all charts. Like, look at this. Look at that on the back. That is a full chart right there, an overall thing. I'm like, oh, pretty. And again, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, look at that. Okay, so there's some pictures for inspiration, but that is how the entire book is. Just, hey, here's some more charts. Here's charts. Here's how you can use your charts. I am smitten. I am absolutely in love with this. And we know I love these colors. And I've done other color work, you know, last year, the Arnie and Carlos Christmas stocking, did those twice. And that was colorwork, stranded colorwork on that. And there's some other things that I have, you know, joined in and played with colorwork, and I've commented, keep the charts. Because the chart, yeah, this says stranded for knitting. Who cares? The chart does not care if you knit, you crochet, you weave, you whatever. It's just a chart. So you can do it however you want to. Color work, not color work. You want to do some dishcloths and everything, then you can crochet them and each little dot make a different stitch, right? You can knit them and doing just knits and purls, right? There's the charts don't care. So I've got a lot of different chart books. So this one is my latest, absolutely wonderful. And yeah, I did not pay $29.95, but that is how much it originally was. Like I said, I just got this on Amazon. My husband needed something, I don't remember what, and this happened to have fallen into the cart with the something that he needed. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how he knows the things that I'm interested in, I like. And his stuff showed up at the door, and so did this. He's like, here, honey, did you order this? No, honey, I think you did. Yeah. So, so if you're looking for another chart book, there's so many out there on the market right now. This one is, my opinion, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, you've got things like that. That's going to be your all over. You can do all over color work. You can do however you want to do it. Another fun thing to do if you don't want to do like this right here in the pattern, there's a lot of different colors. That's not just a striping yarn. They're changing the colors on that and getting that effect. But if you have color changing yarn already on its own, that gradiating stuff, you get two of those together and start from opposite ends and just let it do its thing. and you're not changing yarns constantly, you're just letting it go. And there's a lot of different cakes out there, we know this, that you can use in that fashion, that manner. You've got mandala cakes are perfect for that. The skinny cakes, the Caron cakes, any of those cakes would be fabulous for this. Well, you know, I started something. I shouldn't have. I don't care. It's my yarn and I'll use it if I want to, right? So I'm loving these. Oh my gosh, I am loving these. This is, if you have some in your stash, you got some while it was clearanced out from Hobby Lobby. This is the Hobby Lobby Highlights. This color is Rust, 100 grams, 380 yards. So if you have this in your stash and you haven't used it yet, because, you know, until I made this little critter, Complicated Knots Bearded Dragon, I hadn't used it either. I mean, I was tickled to death that I got it at the Hobby Lobby sale. I mean, I ended up paying $1.24 per skein. It was normally $4.99, and I purchased some and went a little nuts, just like most people do when they come across that Hobby Lobby sale. And then it sat on one of my shelves, and I didn't do anything with it. It's like, well, I should work with it. I should make something. I can do pretty things. I have skills. I have talents. I have crochet hooks and knitting needles. I could do it. So I've been grabbing some of that stuff and working on it. And that's why I have this hat, which, oh my gosh, stunning. So instead of working on mitts, like I should, because now my husband's in on it. I'm just saying, how he's pushing, going, you really need mitts for that. Mitts or mittens, doesn't really matter, but you really need to have some for that. That is stunning. And he's right. He really is. Oh my gosh, he's right. But it would probably be for me, and I tend to push my stuff off. I'll make things for others. I don't know. I'm having fun with crafts. I don't know. I can't even say that that's a good statement. But I did start another hat. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Can you see that pattern? Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous. So it's still using the two colors, that rust and the mustard maize. I don't know what the name of the color is because I don't have the ball band, but it's still that. And the chart is in here, and the ribbing is just a regular ribbing, and then I just switched and put that mustard color, you know, interspersed in there. But it's a 1x1 rib. That's it. How am I going to do the decreases? Not sure yet. I'll figure it out. But another hat. This is so pretty. You could do that obviously as an entire sweater if you want to. Every time I do a hat like this with the stranded color work, I can't help but to think of kids' clothes. I just cannot help but to think about that, because depending on the size of the child, it's not much bigger. You know, yeah, it's going to be more stitches than what I have here, but not a lot more. And then it depends on the yarn you're using. This is a number 3 weight. If you were doing an worsted weight, it's going to be bigger, so you can do the same stitch count, and have it to where you could really have this as the body of a child's sweater. This is so pretty. I haven't tried it on yet. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. All right. So that will probably be mine until it's somebody else's, because that's just how it goes when I make things. But I couldn't resist. I was flipping through the book and I'm like, well, what do I want to make? Because I have so many other things that are on the needles and hooks, I had to start something. But I finished this one. I did. I finished this in quick order, and this is over half. I mean, my fingers were flying. I'm like, naughty knitting. not in the gross way. No. But yeah, just having a blast. Let me pull up where that pattern is. Not to show you the pattern necessarily, but to show you some stuff. Okay, so you see you've got multiple charts. I know you can't see it close. That's it. That is it. That is how this entire book is put together. And you could, if you didn't want to use it, and I like the horizontal stripes. There's parts in it that has just the stripes going this way, the bands of charts that you can just intersperse. They've got all over ones, and then they've got little border ones. And depending on what you're making, maybe you just want this with the little, see how that just zigzags down and you get the little diamonds in the center? Oh my gosh. And then this one right here with the diamonds that are just connected. And you can use however you want to. I just knew that I wanted to do something with it. I wanted to flip through and find a pattern. I'm impressed with the way the book is laid out. It's just charts, but they're big. Okay, more often than not, you'll get something that has little tiny charts. And you know, as we get older, our eyesight might not be as good as when it was when we were younger. I've had LASIK on one eye, so I have monovision. So I have a close eye and a distance eye, or the other way around. Yeah, whatever. Let me see. Okay, this is my close eye. Whatever, you know, it's like I gotta go like that, right? But one of them is better for close vision, the other is better for distance vision. But when I had the LASIK done, the eye doctor had commented that, you know, when I started getting into the 40s and what have you, macular degeneration, probably didn't say that right, but whatever. Your eyes will start to deteriorate a little bit. At least that's what the eye doctor told me. I don't know if that's true. I've only got this one set, right? That's my eyeballs. And he commented that sooner or later I might end up needing reading glasses as my near eye maybe doesn't focus as much and everything. Who knows? So I can greatly appreciate having a book that takes those things into account. I mean, look at how far I am from the camera. Okay, you can't count the dots, but you know on this, you can look at, copy that, and you can see that. And it doesn't even need to be, you know, like massively expanded. That's how the entire book is. And the pages are thick pages, which I'm surprised. They really are. They're very thick. They're not like the onion paper or anything. They're very thick. They're well constructed. The book band seems really well. I'm just overall extremely impressed with this. I didn't know what to expect. I just had the stuff on the cover. One of the other things that I like about it is a lot of the patterns are balanced. And what I mean by that is when you're doing color work, you're going to catch your floats. And here, I'll turn this one inside out. So those are my floats, and you can see I carried the green yarn up as opposed to cutting it every time I needed it, right? Just carried it up every few rows. So these are the floats, right? And you don't want them super long because depending on the application, you can snag a finger on it. Something can get snagged, pulled tightly, and it'll distort the fabric. So that's what's called catching the floats. And you can leave that float. Everyone has their own preference as to how many stitches they'll go before they catch that float, and, you know, just kind of tacking it down is what that is. And a lot of times I don't personally like to go more than 4 stitches. Some people will go 5. And I think that depends on the size of your yarn. If you are working with really large yarn, you know, 5 stitches might be that big, and that's really too far. But for me, I don't really like to go more than 5 stitches, right? That's just my preference. In the book, there's a lot of stuff where you're not, you know, like this at the front cover, you've got quite a bit, you've got a few places where you're more than that 5 stitches just on that front cover. You've got a lot that's really close. You're not going to have to do a lot of extra catching the floats, which just takes extra time. That's all there is to it. It just takes a little extra time. But I really like that balance with it. So there's a lot of patterns in here where you don't have that. So you can work on, okay, I'm looking at it, and, you know, maybe it changes every 2-3 stitches, every 2-3-4, maybe 4 colors at the tops, you know, of one color, and then it goes to another color. That's my sweet spot. I love that because then I can continue to knit. Like, that's why this got done so quickly, is I don't have to carry any of the floats, right? Everything is maybe 3 stitches apart or something like that. Okay, that's fine. I think the largest space of one color is 4 stitches. Again, my sweet spot. It's why I picked this pattern. I don't have to worry about any of that other stuff. I can just concentrate on knitting. And that one's really easy because it was very easily to memorize. So I don't even have to have the book open. Just for the first, you know, 8 to 10 rounds, I had to have it open. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's silly. There you go. It's very predictable on where the colors go. I love that. You get a lot of what I call bang for your buck, right? It's just like, oh, that's a lot of fun, a lot of pretty, a lot of whatever. And it's not as difficult as we make it out to be. Another fun thing on this is if you didn't want to do like the, you know, the vertical stripes, you know, the up and down, there's a lot of bands for the horizontal. So if you're just practicing, you could do your ribbing, do a band of some color work, and then finish the hat off however you want to finish the hat off. So you're doing just this much space of color work to practice with, to really build those skills. My color working skills have been built a lot over this last few years. I think it intimidated me before. I wasn't really good with the tension control, right? That makes a huge difference. And it really was. It was just intimidating. I didn't have a good system on how I held my yarn. I do now. And to me, it's fantastic. And the way that I hold my yarn when the stitches are more balanced, like I commented on, I can go a lot faster. It's fantastic. It is. And having fun with new things. I wouldn't mind, and I'm not sure I want to jump onto this, I wouldn't mind a pattern that did both. You have some color work and then, you know, maybe some cables and baubles. I love my baubles. I just do, you know, and maybe some lace or something like that. That would be a concentrate on destination type of a project, you know, let's really, the wow project. You know what I'm getting at, the one you enter into the fair. That's the one. But I would like to do something like that. I'm enjoying some of the different techniques, and it's funny because as much as I enjoy them, I like a lot of the simple too. I mean, you know, it's like, I want to do this crazy outlandish, but when push comes to shove, I'd like to sit next to my husband and watch TV or listen to him doing whatever it is that he's doing, or just being next to him, right? I mean, that's the important part. And, you know, sometimes I don't want to concentrate, but it's nice to know that when I do, there's patterns that are like that. And like, look at this. Oh my gosh. That right there is just fantastic. That is, and the colors, well, we know I love those colors. And as much as I like the bobbled hat and the mittens that I made with the August Mystery Yarn Challenge yarn, which I've actually got right here, as much as I like these, I do. The yarn, oh my gosh, this was another discontinued yarn from Hobby Lobby. It was sent to me. Chloe, I believe is the name of it. It's a wool viscose blend, and it is fantastic. It is yummy. But this matches my winter hat, my winter coat. This does not. So this will be what I end up using. If this were in the autumn colors, it'd be no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. I mean, does it surprise you that I have an autumn colored coat of many colors? I'm not gonna lie, it is a coat of many colors. Is that surprising? No, it shouldn't be. You know, but again, if this right here were in the autumn colors like here, I would be keeping these 100%, this beautiful set. But as it is, it will end up getting gifted because that's just how I work. That's just, you know, I make things, I have fun with it, I enjoy it, and I keep what I want, and the other stuff just gets to move on. But anyway, I just wanted to show you my new book and my new obsession lately. I mean, oh my goodness, like how fast did I get this done? And then I'm halfway done with this thing, and it's like, oh, it's so pretty, you know. But that's what I'm getting at, is it's that balance. That's a balanced design. I have another pattern. I don't have a device next to me, so I can't pull it up. I have another pattern that my friends, we know which friends we're talking about. You know, the ones that send me beautiful pictures of hats and say, ooh, Shannon, what do you think? And then I end up having to make it, you know, it's like, of course. Well, of course. So another, I'll have to pull it up and everything, but there's another stranded knitting hat pattern. But that one is not a balanced design. That one's going to be a lot of catching the floats. It's a crest, like a family lineage crest type of a situation. I bought the pattern. We'll see, you know, because I like to read patterns. I'm just saying. We'll see if I end up making that one. That one's in fingering weight yarn, because to get that much detail, you want those stitches. You need that stitch count. And yeah, so that was the latest one that was sent. I've got this, but I mean, they're having fun. They're teasing me. So I did see another designer new to me that has some fantastic granny square type designs that I'm going to be pushing her way, because, you know, it's only fair. I mean, it's what you do. We're sharing, we're friends, we share these things, you know. So a lot of free patterns on that one. I should probably bring that one up and show you guys that too, because it's amazing. But anyway, that's what I've got going on. Stranded Knitting has been just taking charge lately and doing the color work and just going for the wow factor. I mean, right? That's fantastic. You know, throw caution to the wind and have fun, right? I mean, it's crafting, have fun, enjoy what you're working on while you're working on, and don't feel any guilt while you're doing it. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.